Happy game week and welcome into AFL Weekly, the road to Arena Bowl XXXIII. I'm your host, Joshua Cox. The time is finally here to begin the AFL season. We have a big show tonight as we'll be joined later by Minnesota Myth quarterback Demry Croft. We'll also look at this week's slate of games and we'll give you our predictions. But first, to start off the show tonight, we'll be talking to two people involved in the biggest game of the weekend. We'll have the Hall of Fame game between the Orlando Predators as they head to Albany to face the Firebirds. Kickoff is slated for 8 Eastern on NFL Network. This was also marks the anniversary of the Predators and Firebirds playing each other in the Arena Bowl 25 years ago. Here to talk about the special night is two members from the Orlando Predators, assistant coach Marcus Manuel and quarterback Drew Powell. Guys, welcome on tonight. Happy game week.
Thank you. How you doing?
Doing great. How y'all?
Thanks for
Good, good, good.
Guys, how's it feeling as we get closer to the season? It's felt like a long off season.
Yeah, for sure, man. Just excited to get back out there. All the training in the off season, kind of get repetitive. So it's good to go against other people and get to put those skills to the test.
What about you, Coach?
Oh, for sure, man. We got a good group of guys, and we've been working hard these last couple of weeks, and to finally put the product on the field, it's definitely a great feeling.
Coach, we'll start with you tonight. Give us your overall thoughts on training camp and how that's went so far and how you feel about the team as you enter game week.
I think training camp has been pretty good. I think this is probably one of the best, if not the best, roster that we've had since I've been here with the organization. And the guys came in and they just, naturally bonded and everybody's energy has been good. Everybody's working hard, just doing really well. It's definitely been a great camp, man, and I'm proud of these guys.
As people don't know, you're the line coach. What is the lines looking like?
Our line is pretty good, both sides. We have guys like we brought back Daquan Murray to be the center. Then we got Freddie Booth, who was one of the top D linemen in the league. But then we were also able to bring in some key additions, man. We got Michael Robinson, who was another top D lineman in the league, and Shahan Williams. Josh Fields came. He joined us. And then we got a couple of young guys, too, that I'm excited about, man. We got Myron Green, who's going to do well, and Kobe Rios and Travis Alvarez, man. Just a solid group, and Anthony Montalvo from UCF, man. Just a really solid group of guys.
Coach, who are some of the guys that's emerged in camp that y'all didn't that surprised you that you didn't expect to emerge?
Uh, I'm going to be honest. Probably Myron Green, man. Myron Green has really come along and really, really been pretty good. And Kobe Rios has come and yeah, he's done an amazing job, man. So I would say those two guys. Other than that, I think everybody has done exactly what I thought they were going to do.
Drew, let's go to you, man. You've had a successful indoor football career at a few different stops. What made Orlando the right fit for you this year?
Man, just a place where I felt wanted, man. Just a place where really giving me the opportunity, come in and talking to Coach Marcus, talking to Coach EJ, man, and just believing in me. So that's always the first step when somebody that's really gonna believe in me and do those things, to show that. So that was a big part. And then it's Orlando, why not? You know what I mean? So I'm excited to get in the Kia Center, man, when we get back home, and excited to put on that black and red, and go out there and represent the city.
Tell fans a little bit about your stops. Where are some of the stops you've been at throughout your pro career?
Yeah, so man, I've been a couple different stops within the IFL, and in the CFL, in a couple different stops, and I was in Iowa with the Barnstormers, 2018, and I started my career in the IFL actually with the Sioux Falls Storm, in 2017. So was up in Edmonton with the Elks most recently in the CFL. So and then finished, was in Arizona probably the longest, probably where a lot of people would recognize me from. But just being blessed enough to to continue to play this game and continue to do what I love is good enough for me.
Drew, tell us a little about your training camp experience so far. What's your thoughts on your team?
Oh man, I mean, when you look at the team, it's a lot to be excited about. We got a lot of guys that that played this game before. A lot of guys that come in hungry, experienced, and I think it's a good mixture of of older guys and young hungry guys, and just just a perfect mixture. We're coming along as a team, man, and I'm just excited, like I said, to get out there with those guys and put it all together.
What's your connection with your receivers been like so far?
It's been as expected, man. When you got veteran guys in the league, guys that come from other places, and been able to do their thing along the way, man. And then for us to come in and kind of put all those minds together and put all that stuff together, it's been as expected for the most part. And just got to cleaning up some little stuff and just crafting together, and and doing the fun part is what's next.
I like to ask players this: what was your biggest adjustment to the arena game from the outdoor game?
Just the speed, honestly, the speed of the game, and especially at the quarterback position, just being able to get rid of the football, make quicker decisions, and I think that helps translate. When we do get back outdoors and guys get that opportunity, being able to get rid of the football and being able to kind of see things before happening. With the pre-snap reads and everything that had to be done in this game, it always helps.
Coach, we're going to go back to you. What is kind of the game plan as we prepare for the game this week? I know there's not a lot out there considering this is a new league, but you're very familiar with Albany from the NAL and also from your experience last year. So how are you going about preparing for this game this week?
For us, we know Coach Ware is going to do a great job of preparing his guys, and we know they're going to bring it, and it's going to be a competitive game. So for us, it's really about executing, and doing our job. Definitely executing and protecting our quarterback, and we want to try to get after their quarterback as well, and try to shut down some of the things that they like to do that bring them comfort, make them a little uncomfortable. And I think if we can do those things, it should make for a very exciting game.
Yeah, when you look at Albany's roster, what are some of the biggest challenges you think they present? I know they're a really talented team.
For me, with Albany, man, they're just a very veteran team, very smart. Guys like Prince and Nick and those guys are veteran guys. They know football, but they also know the indoor game. So I expect those guys to come out and just be prepared and be ready to play.
Yeah. Uh, Coach, your all's head coach, EJ Burt, former Predator player. He wanted to come in and change the culture after last year and the struggles of last year. Do you think that's been successful, and what does that look like in camp so far?
Very much so. The culture has definitely been changed. I think it will be very apparent come Saturday night for everybody else to see. We've seen it in our locker room and within our organization that things are different. And then I think when we come out Saturday, people will see a very disciplined team, a very organized and structured team, and a bunch of guys that's really having fun, and that have bonded well together and are gelling together. And I think people will see that on Saturday.
Drew, I know Coach Burt's a defensive guy, but what has the offense been like under Coach Scipio? Tell us a little bit about what it's been like playing for him in the offense and what it's going to look like.
Yeah, it's been a treat, man, to have Coach EJ, be able to see it from a different side of the ball, and like you said, help us understand what hurts certain defenses and what he doesn't like to see. So having his input, and being able to sit down and kind of go over that stuff is it's been just a bunch of football talk, man, a bunch of different perspectives all in mixing bowls. So it's fun, man. It's exciting if you like to hear that type of stuff. It's one of those meetings where it's just bouncing ideas
Yeah.
off of each other back and forth. So I just want to see the product and for it to all come to fruition. But it's been a treat so far, and I think we're all on the right track.
Drew, you've been in the AFL game for a while now. What are you most excited about joining the AFL?
I mean, I've been watching the AFL, since I was a kid, and just the excitement around it, the fanfare and just everything that the AFL has to offer is just something that I want to be a part of, and like I said, watching it younger is kind of a full 360 moment for me, and it's just exciting to be a part of something bigger than myself.
Guys, I'm going to hit both of you off this question. We'll start with Coach Manuel since Coach Manuel was there last year. Is there any extra meaning to this game for you all because of who you're playing? Some people call it a rivalry, some people don't. Coach Ware from Albany told me on here he doesn't call it a rivalry because he's never lost to you all. He said a rivalry has to go both ways. I'm not sure if he's taking a shot there, but what do you all think about this game and what does it have any extra meaning for you all?
Uh, the extra meaning it has for me is first game, new beginning, and really putting our best foot forward. That if there's any extra meaning, that's where it lies for me. As far as any rivalry, we're not putting any more on this game than what we're putting on the second game, the third game. We're not putting any more or less on it than any of the games. We want to win all the games. So anyone that feels it's a rivalry, kudos to you, or anyone that wants to do the throwing other shots or whatever have you. I don't really have time for that. I'm not going to spend any wheels focus on that. I just want to make sure we have our guys prepared for this game and we can look good and make a good statement.
Drew, what do you think coming in?
I mean, I'm not too familiar with it. I'm coming. It's another football game for me. And it's another experience. It's the first time for everything. So.
Guys, a win at Albany has a chance to really set the tone for your all season. You all have a tough schedule. Nothing's going to come easy this year. What would it mean to get this victory Saturday on the big stage on national TV and make that statement and win for your team? We'll start with you, Drew.
I think it sends a message to our team. Just being able to, having that feeling, being able to pull it out. I think it just sends a message to us that we belong here, and what I mean, just kind of give us that pride, that sense of pride throughout the season. Just starting off on the right foot, and kind of remind ourselves that the stuff we're doing has been working, and just kind of that reassurance of to continue to do those things to to get to the ultimate goal. So I think it'll be big for the team just to to pop it off the right way, and it'll give us some momentum, and we'll be able to build on it.
Coach?
For me, it'll mean a lot. I think, and here's the reason why. First game of the season. Um, you're playing a pretty big game on a big stage. And in front of the world to see, NFL Network, and it doesn't get any better than that. And so for me, it's definitely a big game. It's a big opportunity. We want to come out and make a statement immediately, and let people know that we're legit. We're contenders, and we're here to compete.
Drew, what are your goals personally for this year? What do you want to accomplish? And what do you want to improve on in your game?
Um, I'm coming to it always just looking to be, just be one of the most dominant players in the league. And that's just, that's always been a personal goal for mine, and to lead my team, to the championship game, and whatever comes from that, it comes from it. But just to be dominant, and to will my team, lead my team, and be that guy, and just get to the end goal, man. And but that's really it. Be the most dominant I can be.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the end goal, the Arena Bowl. I think you all are one of the most talented rosters in the league. What's it going to take to get there? What's going to have to align? Coach, we'll start with you and then end with Drew.
Consistency, togetherness, preparation, a willingness to want to win. Those are all the things that we need. I think on paper, to your point, on paper, this roster looks amazing. We have some talented guys across the board. So if we come together and we do what we need to do, I think this is going to be a pretty good season for us.
How about you, Drew?
My main thing is just I think if we stick together, like we said, we got everything in the room. It's gonna be ups and downs throughout the season. It's gonna be good and bad, but I think just us just being able to stick together, whatever the circumstances, being able to talk, have that communication, and talk through it and get through it. I think as long as we stay stay locked in together, I think we should be just fine.
Last question for you guys. I'll let you both go on this. Do you have a message for the Preds fans or AFL fans in general out there as we get ready for this first game?
Welcome back. Welcome back to the AFL. I'm excited to get out there and give you guys a show and we're ready to put that product in front of you guys and come on out and support us as much as you can. We love to hear love for you to get loud and everything. Let's do it.
Coach Man?
For me, I would say thank you to the Preds fans for always supporting us. I would also say add that we're back. We're going to get back to the winning ways of the old Preds organization, and I'm just thankful to be able to support this organization and to wear these colors and to represent this city. Like I said, at the end of the day, just thank you, and I appreciate the Preds fans.
Guys, we appreciate your time tonight. We look forward to that big game Saturday night. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Sounds good. We appreciate you too,
Appreciate
dude.
it.
We are now joined by Minnesota Myth quarterback Demry Croft. Myth head coach Ricky Foggy announced this week on the Go Gopher podcast that Croft would start this Saturday night against the Nashville Cats. Croft, like his coach Ricky Foggy, is a former Gopher quarterback. He played for the Gophers from 2015 to 2017. He has played indoor football for teams such as the Tucson Sugar Schools, Arizona and the Arizona Rattlers. He now enters his first season as quarterback of the Myth as they prepare for the Nashville Cats on Saturday night. Demry joins us tonight. Demry, welcome to the show. Glad to have you, man.
Appreciate it. Appreciate for having me. I'm pretty good.
How are you feeling as we hit game week?
Feeling good going into game week, ready to get it going.
We'll get to Saturday night here in a few minutes, but let's talk about your career a little bit first. You were one of the top dual threat quarterbacks out of high school when you're in your recruitment process. How did you end up at Minnesota? What was that process like for you?
The process pretty much was going camp to camp, battling out against a lot of different guys. But finally came down to that decision: do I want to play Big Ten football or go outside and play elsewhere? But Big Ten football was like my heart, so I was like, I want to play Big Ten football.
You're from Illinois, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So does that play a role in choosing to play in the Big Ten?
Absolutely, because we got Illinois there. I took a couple of visits down there. Wisconsin probably not. They run the ball a little bit too much, but the Big Ten was always home.
Yeah. Tell us about your time with the Gophers. What was it like playing in the Big Ten? A lot of great programs in that conference. What was that experience like for you?
It was a pretty great experience, playing in front of a couple of thousand people, like 40,000, 80,000. That's a pretty great experience. But meeting the guys, those guys are still some of my best friends still to this day. So I can call them up anytime, and some of the guys are still here, so I say what's up to them every now and then. So it was a great experience playing Big Ten football.
What was maybe your favorite stadium to play in, or one of your greatest memories from your time with the Gophers?
Uh, greatest stadium I played was probably playing in Michigan. That was probably one of those ones. Michigan was a great time. Greatest moment, maybe the Nebraska game. That was a great game. I like that game. So.
You ended your career, I believe, at Tennessee State and then started your pro career. What was it like going to the indoor arena game? What was that transition like, and how did that come on your radar?
A guy by the name, I'm trying to remember his name. He's a recruiter, but he found me because I was just chilling at home. Didn't really have anything to do, just trying out, just get to the league. But he hit me up, asked about indoor football, and I said, well, I played it as a kid, but I never knew, 10 years later I'd be playing it as a professional. So I took the opportunity and kind of ran with it.
Was that a hard transition for you, adapting to indoor versus outdoor?
Kinda, yeah. Probably about the first 2 games was a little bit faster than I thought. Those windows close up kind of quick, you know what I'm saying? So got to be quick with the ball. But that was probably the biggest transition.
How did you hear about the AFL restarting, and what was kind of that like for you? Do you have any memories of the previous league?
Yeah, the Chicago Rush, they used to play back in my home city in Rockford, Illinois. So I used to watch them play. as a kid growing up. So those AFL days definitely bring back those childhood memories.
Did you want to go to the AFL once the AFL got restarted?
Once it got restarted, yeah, I was all in for it because that was the next opportunity on the table. So I took it.
Where are some of your pro stops? Where have they been at?
My first pro stop was in Tucson with the Sugar Skulls. The following year, I played in Phoenix, so I stayed in Arizona. Then the year after that, this past season, I was in San Diego and also New Mexico. So,
What was your favorite stop so far?
favorite stop was probably Phoenix, Arizona, playing for the Rattlers. That was a great feeling. It was a great feeling.
Yeah, great organization there.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Minnesota Myth. You're returning to Minnesota where you played your college ball. Why was that the right fit for you? Was it the Gopher connection with Coach Foggy?
Absolutely. Just a familiar face, familiarity with the area. It's a great state here. They have great fans here, great fan base, and I know they'll come out and support us. So it was a pretty easy decision.
Any other teams reach out to you, or you don't not maybe not say some on the record, but is there other teams that reached out to you? That
There might have been, but I'm definitely stuck with Minnesota for sure.
yeah, absolutely. Coach, we talked about Coach Foggy there. Coach Foggy's arguably one of our greatest Gopher quarterbacks of all time. What's it been like playing for him so far in camp, and what have you learned from him?
It's great. It's great playing for Coach Foggy. He really understands the game. He tells me when I'm wrong, and he congratulates me when I'm right. So it's a great situation to be in. But he just teaches the game in a real simple pace. This is what you can and can't do with the football, so it makes it pretty easy for me.
Yeah, it's always great playing with a head coach that's a former quarterback when you're a quarterback. So,
Right.
take us into training camp, man. What's training camp been like? What's your all's days been like? And how's the team chemistry and team bonding been?
Team chemistry has been pretty great. This is one of the first teams I've been a part of where it's not a I. It's really like a team generated kind of thing going on, and I like that because that's what builds championships. Building those bonds early within training camp, even though some guys might not be here at the end of it, but still building those relationships for the future possibly is a great asset to have, and we definitely conquered that for sure during camp. But camp football wise has been great too. A lot of guys can play football out here, even if it's their first year. They're picking up the game fast, understanding what to do, and that the walls are going to be there, so it's a little bit tighter.
Yeah. What's your connection with your wide receivers been like? How's that been?
Wide receiver's been great. I got a great receiver in JJ McGraw. He's a go getter. Got a few big guys on the outside that can go get it too. So we got some two ways too that that do their thing.
Yeah, Coach Foggy said on a podcast the other day you threw a perfect spiral. How is that? Even in the
Uh,
wind, he said.
yes, sir. That's just the Illinois kid in me, man. We throw at the wind all the time. So
All right, first game in Nashville this weekend, man. How's it been like preparing for that game? I know there's not a lot of film to go off of, so what does that kind of look like for you all?
pretty much we just get together as a team and watch old Nashville Cats games from the old AFL because they got those on YouTube. So we've been watching those, just kind of dissecting those, seeing how the flow of the game goes. But pretty much just go out there and make plays. It's a lot of one-on-ones out there, so we just win our 1/8. We'll be all right.
You know any of the players on the Nashville Cats from the previous stops in the IFL?
Yeah, I know my boy Braxton Haley. He's out there. Ramon Atkins. I talked to him over the off season. I know he's out there. So it'd be a great duel to go out there and play against those guys.
Yeah, I think Ramon should be starting at quarterback. I'm pretty sure. So that'll be
Yeah,
it's gonna be a
that'd be
great
great.
game. Yeah, as you prepare, what's it going to take to come out on top when you go on the road and come out with a big win against your division rival?
This would be big for us catching that first road win, first game of the season. That's a great chemistry builder for the team. And personally, just go out there, have offense, defense, special teams. We go out there and make plays. There'd be no issues and no problems.
Any game you can get on the road against a division team's going to be big, especially in your division per se. What do you think about your division? Really tough, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Tough division across the board. I think it'd be great games. This is what the fans wanted. They wanted that old AFL style of football, and I believe they'll definitely get that.
How do you feel about your team as far as being contenders? What's it going to take for you all to contend for the Arena Bowl championship this year?
Just taking one game at a time. That's pretty much the motto around here. Just taking one game at a time, one play at a time, and we'll get the job done.
Is this the shortest season you've ever had in your career, 10 weeks?
Yeah, 10 weeks is the shortest pro career that I've had thus far.
Yeah, because I believe IFL is 16, so it's
Yeah,
going to
it's
be
16 weeks. Yep.
a short season. We're not going to jump ahead, but you got Philly at home at the Target Center on the 5th. You all have one of the nicest arenas in the league. What are your thoughts on playing in the Target Center, and how excited are you to play again in front of the home fans at the Target Center?
It'll be great. I've been talking to a couple guys with the Gophers. See if they can get a couple of the student sections. Come through. So it's been a good situation. Just feeling the love back home, my second home, really. It feels good to feel that, and to fill up the stands. I think after our first game, we'll be able to fill up the stands pretty good for our home game, and people can see what arena football is about. And Target Center look real good at the end.
Yeah, hopefully bring in some Gophers.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. Last question for you, man. Do you have a message for the Myth fans for the rest of the league you want to get out about your team or about you?
Myth fans, get ready for a jam-packed, exciting season. We're going to go out there and win a lot of football games for you guys. Just pack the stands for us, and we're going to get the job done.
Absolutely. Appreciate your time, man. I'll be there in Nashville Saturday, and I really look forward to watching you play, man.
All right, appreciate it, man. Take care.
Big thanks to our guest this week, Orlando Predators assistant head coach Marcus Manuel and quarterback Drew Powell, also Minnesota Myth quarterback Demry Croft. We appreciate their time tonight. We apologize we lost the video footage of Coach Manuel and Drew Powell there at the end. Still kept the audio, thank goodness, though. So, gotta love technology. It helps our lives out, but causes a lot of problems, too. So, anyway, we're going to go on to our picks for this week. It's games. We got 6 games Saturday, 2 games Sunday. Going to be an action-packed weekend. So glad it's finally here. So we're going to put out our picks for the games on the way out here. First, we'll start off with the Wolfpack and Black Bears. They just played each other in a scrimmage this past week, 24-22. The Black Bears won. Has to be one of the lowest scoring games that I've ever seen in the AFL and following this league since 2002. Don't know all the details of everything there, but I think it's going to be a little bit higher scoring this week. I think the outcome is going to be the same. I got the Black Bears 36-33 over the Wolfpack. We're going to go to the Soul and Voodoo. Game is at the Voodoo. I believe the Voodoo is a better team here. I think they'll come out on top 58-41 at home in their new arena as they move this week. So going to be interesting there. I think the Voodoo's the more talented team. I think they come out with a win there. Rampage Marshals. I think the Marshals will be more talented and better than they were last year. They're looking for their first win in a long time. They were 0-8 last year, trying to get back on track. I don't think it happens this week. I got the Rampage 62-45 over the Marshals. And one of the most lopsided scores of the weekend, I have the Outlaws over the Regulators in the game in Billings. I got the Outlaws 60-17. Don't think Wichita will be competitive at all with Billings. I think it's going to be a long year for the Regulators. It's going to be a long night in Billings on Saturday night. So in a game going away, got the Outlaws 60-17. We're going to jump to a couple of games from Sunday, and then we're going to get back to the 2 big games of the weekend, the Georgia Force and Desert Hawks. Don't know what to expect a lot from Georgia. I know about half their roster a little bit, but not sure what to expect there. Durwood, Rockmore, one of the greatest greatest players to ever play this game, as their head coach. So I think that's going to be a big boost. Just don't know what to expect from the Force. Was at Desert Hawks camp this last week. Hawks look really impressive. I think we're going to have them going away this week. Hawks 73, Force 49 in that game in West Texas. So that Hawks team looks really good. So, all right, another NFL Network game. Storm and the Liberty this weekend. I think this is going to be a very competitive game. Liberty is our pick to win the Central Division, so we're going to go with the Liberty at home to pull this one out, 38-31. I believe it'll be a fairly lower scoring AFL game. Their exhibitions have been lower scoring. So we're going to keep on that trend. And one thing, as we talk about right now, as I'm recording this, Liberty just signed C.J. McCollum, who was the backup in West Texas this morning. So I think that's going to be a big boost for them. I made this pick before that signing, but I think that signing even boosts that. We'll see if he starts on Saturday. But I got the Liberty beating the Storm 38-31. Probably the two biggest games of the weekend. We're going to start with the Predators Firebirds. I've been kind of back and forth on this game all week. I think it's going to be a great game. The Firebirds are going to be most people's pick at home. But I'm going with Orlando. I think Orlando is going to surprise some people. I think they've made a lot of offseason changes. They got a talented roster. So in the surprise pick of the week, Orlando goes to Albany and wins 63-55. Last game of the week, the game we're going to be at in Nashville. Be traveling on Friday to Nashville. I'm super excited for that game. It's going to be a big night there at the Municipal Auditorium in downtown Nashville. I think this is going to be another great game. Don't know a lot what to expect. I think the Cats are the better team, but I think the Myth are going to come to play. I think this is going to be a shootout. We talked to Demry Croft there a minute ago. I think he's going to have a great game Saturday night. Ramon Atkins, quarterback for the Cats, I think he's going to have a big game. I think it's going to be a shootout. And it's been back and forth on this one too. But with the Cats being at home, got to go with the Cats, 55-52. Let me know what you think of the picks. Looking forward to being in Nashville this weekend. It's going to be a great weekend. Super excited to fly out there on Friday. So ready to get this thing started. It's finally here. It's been months in the coming, and it is finally here. For someone like me that's only followed the AFL predominantly, it's been 4.5 years since we've seen a game, so it's been a really long time coming. So excited for it to be here. Again, appreciate our guests tonight. We'll be with you pregame and postgame in Nashville. Hopefully have rapid reaction with coaches and players postgame. We look forward to seeing you all then. In the meantime, always remember, catch the rebound off the net.